is a short series on the chakras. So we're going to start with, what are the chakras? The word chakra means wheel, and to keep it very simple, the subtle body, energy body around the physical body, meets the nervous system on the spine, and their nerves that come to nerve plexus, groups of nerves, where the chakra resides, and the subtle body plugs into the nervous system, and the nervous system connects to the physical body through an endocrine gland within the body. So I'm just going to keep that explanation of the chakras very simple. So every chakra has a relationship to an endocrine gland, and they can throw each other out. So we're going to start there. We're going to start at the base chakra. The base chakra's Sanskrit name is Muladhara. Mula means earth, and the element related to the base chakra is the earth element. Each chakra also has a sense, and the sense that is related to the base chakra is smell. Easy to remember if we think about how the earth smells after it's been raining. That's how I remember that it is the smell sense. And the base chakra resides, we normally say, at the base of the coccyx. Actually, it's slightly further up. In women, it's at the cervix. So if you think about your tailbone coming down a little bit up into the channel. But if we think about the base of the spine and the perineum, the pelvic floor, we're going to be in the right area for energizing the base chakra. There are some movements we can do, and there's also a sound for each chakra. So the music note for this is C. I'm not very good with my voice and singing, but we will be chanting Lam, which is the sound that resonates with the base chakra. They're all A-M, but the beginning needs to be kind of overpronounced in order to bring that sound to the base chakra. So having spoken about the link, the endocrine glands that are related to the base chakra are the adrenals. So the base chakra is all about safety, your tribe, your family, the roof over your head. Do you have enough food to eat? Are you feeling stable on the earth, grounded? All of those qualities belong to the base chakra. So it's the structure and the base of your life. And that normally revolves around your tribe. And the adrenals are all about keeping safe. So it's the flight, fright, or freeze response from the adrenals. And that is related to, are you safe where you are right now? Do you need to flee? Do you need to freeze in fright? And the adrenals will take hold of that. Obviously, in the modern day, we realize that the adrenals are overstimulated because we often think we aren't safe due to time deadlines and those kind of things, which don't actually affect us like a tiger would coming out of the woods. So we need to move into our adrenals to keep safe and to flee if we need to, but then we also need to come back to balance and ground into earth and the base chakra for the noradrenaline to come in and bring us back to our parasympathetic nervous systems. So that's a little bit about the base chakra. And we're going to start with a very simple move called Baddha Konasana, the cobbler, where we bring the soles of the feet together, and we now have quite a bit of, well, it's called Ashvini. Ashvini Mudra is the anus, and you can draw it up and lock it or seal it. It's a seal actually. And then we have Muller Bandha, which is a lock, where we draw up the perineum or the pelvic floor towards the belly button. There are yoga asanas that we apply this to. It doesn't have to be in a yoga asana. It can be simply sitting like this or in your chair even. But by drawing the pelvic floor upwards towards the belly button, we will be holding the energy and actually the circulation of the body in that area, energizing the base chakra. So we can also start by just being in a wide leg position with legs bent or wide, and we can start with a little rock, for example, and you'll notice that the perineum floor starts to make its way towards the earth, and the mind is with that base chakra, and this is the kind of movement we can do. We can rock back and forth, meaning we're rocking the pelvis around the ball and socket joint. Or we can bring the hands to the front, take a deep breath in, tuck the tails under and draw back. Roll over Asvini Mudra and then breathe in and up and open up the front of the spine. All the while you'll notice that some contraction on the out breath and expansion on the in-breath of the pelvic floor will happen just by sitting in this position and adding a few little movements. We're adding a little cat stretch to the spine here, but we're noticing the contraction in the pelvic floor as we move back and a little bit of expansion as we move forward. And this is going to energize that area of the body. You can come back to neutral. Right. Then working with the legs is also a very good way of working with the base chakra. You'll see as soon as you sit onto the sitting bones, in fact they're there so that we can sit, there's some kind of relationship with the pelvic floor to your mat or floor or wherever you are working. So we're just going to notice too when we move into a forward bend, breathing in and up, an out breath floating forward, that again pressure by the pelvic floor is happening as we come forward. So in breath up, out breath, beautiful expansion of the pelvic floor, energizing Muladhara, base chakra. The color that we associate with this chakra is red, ruby red. So there again you can use the gemstones, rubies, in your visualization, or if you have one for real. And you can do forward bends, Paschimottanasana. We can also bend up a leg, open up the base a little, and do the same thing with other Paschimottanasana, one leg forward bend, or half forward bend. We'll just do 3 of those on each side. Of course, if we do something asymmetrical in movement, we want to keep it balanced by doing the same amount, mirroring that movement on the other side. It's an inhalation up, exhalation down. Once you've done something asymmetrical, whether you're working with chakras or not, you want to bring the spine back to symmetry. So keeping in tune with what we would do for the base chakra. I'm going to tuck the toes under, come to dog, and walk all the way through. So another good way would be to include the legs and obviously energizing the pelvis. So this is also a good one that actually works on the upper body as well. Let's keep it simpler though. We're going to breathe in. Let's just keep it to the squat. So it's particularly the base chakra. If you need to turn the feet out, you can, but you can see as we drop the weight of the pelvis and the weight of the sacrum to the earth, there's going to be a grounding towards the earth, a meeting with earth, a stretching and opening of the perineum, and a dropping of the tailbone, pressing down, breathing in, and releasing. In, breath up. And on this one, I'm going to stay there. If it's difficult to stay with the feet wide, we can rock gently to either side and really drop the weight of the pelvis and the sacrum behind and come into a deeper squat. Malasana. From there, what we can do, because the adrenals sit up above the kidneys but below the diaphragm, so not up, just under the diaphragm, in a little triangle that we use with other poses like Trikonasana, we can also energize into the adrenals and into the kidneys while grounding down to the feet, and that can also help energize the base chakra. So, this is a pose that we would normally use for heart space, or I may put into one of the later videos, but we're going to start with just loosening up and opening and then go into the kidneys. So you're going to roll the palms facing upwards, nice deep in breath. And on the out breath, we're just going to do a dynamic movement where the legs move to the left and the head to the right. So now you can see there's a beautiful deep opening on the right hand side. The weight of the legs are dropping off to the left. You following your in breath back to center, and here, because we're working with the base chakra, we're going to press a little into the feet and press the lower back and coccyx to the floor. And then on our out breath, simply roll again. So we're working, the body is rolling to the breath's rhythm. Our in breath is bringing us back to center. We're pressing down on the feet, tucking the tail under. And on the out breath, we're releasing, allowing the right side to open. Start to notice the stretching that goes on the inner hips, around the hips, pressing down on your inhalation to center, side, legs and head away from each other. I'm just going to do 3 of these dynamically, allowing a warming up and opening around the outside hips and into the inner hips and belly area. And then we can drop the knees towards each other, just allowing an opening of the lower back, roll the head. And now we're going to open the knees to hip distance apart, have the feet pressing down, deepening into the earth. This is called the little bridge, or Vipadapitam. And when we press into this particular movement, we have the upper shoulders and the feet as the 2 bases of our bridge. We're going to be lifting our pelvises and backs, and there's going to be a deep, deep contraction and squeeze into the kidneys and adrenals to energize. At the same time, grounding deeply down to the feet, pressing the feet down deeply and evenly on the inner and outer foot. On the inhalation, we're going to press the feet down deeply, tuck the tail under, breathe and roll up. And now the kidneys and the adrenals behind are getting a deep squeeze as we breathe into our bellies, take ourselves as high as we can. If you wanted to put movement into this particular asana, you could let go of the glutes and then squeeze and press down to the feet again a few times, and that would energize and pump into the kidneys and adrenals. This would also be a good way to ground to the earth and energize the base chakra, red in color, connected to the adrenals. When we come down, we're going to bring the spines back to symmetry by bringing the legs up towards. And here's also a nice way. We have 4 different movements in Apanasana. This is Apanasana, where we just rock the legs. This is a variation of Apanasana, where we call it hip loosening Apanasana, or hip opening asana, Apanasana. And then we have just the rocking from side to side. But the one I would choose for the base chakra would be to bring the hands to the front of the knees and gently rotate the knees together in circles, massaging the sacrum and the coccyx. So let the knees drop away as far as you can reach them to get down deep into the tailbone, and then make a movement in the opposite direction. And now we're massaging and soothing and communicating with the base chakra in the tailbone, in the lower body. You can draw the knees towards you to get that symmetry back to spine. Drop the feet down. You really want to be feeling the earth when you're working with the base chakra. You can turn the hands down, really feel the qualities of earth are heavy, cool, still, supportive. Drink that into your body, and also know that those qualities are within your body, and if you commune with them, they'll become a little more obvious to you that you have that stability and that support in your bone structure, in your cellular membranes, and in your body wherever earth resides. Right, so I'm going to roll up and just give you the sound for the base chakra. So we're just going to do 3 lungs, sorry. Nice deep breath in. You want to emphasize that L. Lum. 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 So Muladhara, Mulabandha, the lock where you draw the pelvic floor upwards, inwards towards the belly button, strengthening the pelvis. The sound Lam, wearing of red, especially in underwear, for base chakra. And then balancing your adrenal glands. So we know that when our adrenals aren't balanced, we are not grounded. So we want to balance the adrenal glands in order to get grounded and feel the beautiful qualities of the earth. Thank you. Base chakra. Muladhara.